Hello everyone, welcome to the Russian American Diversity Training. My name is Madeline McFarland and today I will be sharing with y'all some background and history on Russian American workers and how we can apply the diversity training in the workplace. We will be talking about positive and negative stereotypes, culture, population size, and more. Before we begin, it is important to note that there is an ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and Russian American workers are facing certain hostilities in the workplace as a result. People of Russian origin are hard workers that add much to the industry of America. We should communicate openly and honestly and avoid letting our bias take over. That being said, let's dive into the history of Russian American culture and learn how this pertains to the workplace. The Russian-speaking population in the USA and Canada is estimated to be about 6 million. Leading in states like New York, California, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, Russians are one of the top 10 groups of people that are the most industrious. They are the second largest ethnic market, representing 10.3%, or 2.9 million people, of the foreign total born population of 28.4 million. This set of data was accessed through the website Our Media, published in 2022, accessed in 2024, titled Russian American Demographics. Let's go ahead and look at some characteristics of Russian Americans, their strengths and weaknesses, and the benefit to the American workforce. Russian culture is shaped by an authoritarian way of thinking, so the relationship between generations is also shaped by respect and appreciation. Russian parents are mostly very protective of their kids. They usually make important decisions regarding their children themselves without discussion. We see an example of valued Russian virtue in an article titled 7 Reasons Why Russians Are So Tough by George Manov, March 19, 2019. George says, "In Russia, a stiff upper lip has always been viewed as a virtue and encouraged. In Soviet times, the authorities pushed physical exercise to motivate the people, help channel superfluous energy, and promote a healthy lifestyle. Some would say this kind of lifestyle has led to Russian Americans being very straightforward and strict in their professional lives. Some positive stereotypes come from the appearance of strictness as well as negative ones. A positive stereotype Russians have is that they are hardworking and tough. We see this stereotype reinforced through TV and other forms of media. The downside to being viewed this way is that Russian Americans can also be perceived as stoic and unwelcoming. It is important to note that stereotypes should not be what we depend upon when we relate to our coworkers. Now let's go ahead and discuss how Russian American communication style fits into the workplace. The Russian American communication style in the workplace tends to lean more towards superior. Russians may not hesitate to correct people and can deliver criticism rather honestly. While they may soften their tone when talking about sensitive topics, they usually speak to the point and keep their words concise. Russians also tend to lean more toward firm facial expressions when sending nonverbal cues through eye signaling. In an article titled Russian Cultural Values and Workplace Communication Styles by Mira Bergelson, January 2003, we see this demonstrated. Mira says, Russians have an inclination towards judgmental attitudes, with a tendency for ethical evaluation. Among Russians, one can expect to be morally judged, and it is considered appropriate to treat others the same way. Russians are eager to voice their opinions, and people expect, and sometimes require from others, moral evaluations of mutual loyalty, respect, and sincerity. With this in mind, Russians do prefer face-to-face instruction and communication. They appreciate being able to communicate in a concise manner. If you request feedback from a Russian, they will be brutally honest with you, and you won't always be able to tell what they are thinking through their austere facial expressions and posture, so make sure your questions are thorough. Russians prefer to work in small teams, and their loyalty and dedication helps to keep a supportive hierarchy. The Russian workplace and business culture will generally have a strong hierarchy at all levels. There are clear mandates for all tasks. To relate well to Russian Americans in the workplace, respect the strong power structure within a business. Ignoring a seating arrangement or speaking order can make the situation awkward. Speaking to the boss or upper management when confused on text is very proper in Russian culture. They will find it insulting if you try to receive instruction from someone they deem as unqualified. Russian Americans also prefer phone calls or video calls over texting. Reading others is an opportunity they put to good use. Russian Americans are very industrious and dedicated to their jobs. I think we can all agree that they play a vital role in our society and workplace. They are some of the best leaders and team players in the business world. We have discussed a lot of information regarding Russian Americans and how this knowledge can be useful in the workplace, including statistics, positive and negative stereotypes, and we discussed how to best communicate with your Russian American coworkers. We must all respect each other and strive to understand and work together to maintain a beautiful harmony that creates a steady workforce.